Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing an apartment build. It's going to be with mostly to do with the new pack that we've got, and I haven't actually uploaded in a week, and I'd been on a really good schedule of getting 2 or 3 videos up every single week, and it's not that I haven't had the time, it's literally just been because my game has been like, it's not usable. It's just so bad to the point where you just can't use it, and so I haven't been able to make any videos, and I haven't wanted to make any videos just because the game has been so bad. And I did really want to play around with this new stuff pack, and I thought, I know, I'll just play around with it. So I haven't done anything that you wouldn't have seen before. I haven't done anything new or exciting. I just wanted to build for fun this week, and that's what this is. And I don't think everyone's gonna like it. I wouldn't want to. I mean, if someone gave this apartment to me for free and I'm gonna have to pay rent for it, of course I'm not gonna turn it down. But I'd probably sell quite a lot of the furniture and get my own stuff. It's not really my style, but it was really fun to do it anyway. And I was having trouble with like the camera controls, so if it like jumps around, that's why it's like that. Then that was how, like, I wanted to include some of it just so you could see, but I've like taken out quite a lot of it because it was just difficult. But I thought, this is what I wanted to build, and I did want to get back on The Sims because I missed it, but I had to do something which I felt like I'd really want to do and that I thought was fun. And not, I guess I could have done quite a lot of like different builds, but it was more, and I do normally find them really, really fun, but quite a lot of the stuff I normally do, I can't do in the game at the moment just because the game can't handle it. So I thought if I was just doing an apartment and I was just decorating it, and you know, I didn't have to build any of the outside or anything like that, that maybe it may make it easier. That's what I hoped anyway. So yeah, sorry, you know, that this isn't anything crazy exciting or whatever, but this week it was just what I wanted to do for fun, and this is what that is for me after all, just to do stuff for fun. Because I don't make any money off this, let's be real. But anyway, yeah. So also, something's been going on with my computer, and I have 750 gigabytes. It's an old computer. I bought it back in, I think it was 2011. It's an old computer, and it had 750 gigabyte of memory or storage on it, and I only had 40 gigabytes left, and I have a lot of files and a lot of pictures and a lot of videos, so I thought, you know, it's understandable. So I bought a 3 terabyte hard drive because I thought, you know, I might as well. And I invested, you know, into it, and I've taken loads and loads of files off my computer, but I still had, like, because it's a Mac, on Macs you have like all the it shows you how much of each sort of different file type you've got, and it had 450 gigabytes in other. So I was like, okay, and I'd already taken off like loads and loads of stuff off my computer, so I had brought it down a bit. There was still all this stuff which wasn't, you know, it was like, what is that? And so what I did is I'd tried all this different stuff, and in the end I downloaded this program called, I think it's like Omnidisc Sweeper or something like that. But I discovered that Adobe, because I'd got rid of all my other cache, like from other things, but Adobe had in like this really obscure folder somewhere 337 gigabytes of cache data on my computer. And I had a look at it, and I think what it is like, if you've ever used the Creative Cloud with Adobe, there's like this thing, like this program which you use, which downloads all of the updates for stuff and all the programs, and it deletes all the old ones. But I realized for about like the 10 times or more that I've updated all of my apps, instead of deleting them, what it's done is it's got all like the small individual files with the really obscure names, just dumped them in the cache folder. And without this program as well, it didn't actually reveal the full size of a lot of these files. It said one file size, but they were much bigger than they actually said. And so I ended up getting rid of that 337 gigabytes. So my computer has a lot less on it now. So I don't know if that's related to what's been... I mean, I feel like there's a problem with The Sims at the moment anyway, because a lot of people have been reporting problems which they've had, and I feel like that's got to have something to do with it. But I'm really hoping that getting rid of all of that useless data, which I'm not... I wasn't using any of it, like none of it. I don't, I guess, and anything which, I would have needed, I'm going to have back on, I'll just put back on anyway, so it's not going to be a problem. But yeah, it was mental. I don't really know. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with that. But hopefully it's going to make my computer a bit better. So I'm going to try and do a bit more building this week. I have some days off this week because I had some holiday left over, which I hadn't used up. So my manager has sort of just allocated me a whole load of days. So I'm going to try and use that to play, more Sims and get more videos out for you guys over the holidays, and get back on track of my, at least 2 or 3 videos a week, because I like doing that. I like to have in a regular thing, and maybe I could even do more than that. We'll see. It depends on how much time I end up having, but I'm not working as much, so, I will have the time to be able to do that stuff. But hopefully I can do that, and we're not going to have this problem, and my game will work fine, and I can actually make content for you guys. But yeah, I'll just see how it goes and keep you guys updated. If you follow me on Twitter, if you want to find out, stuff about that. But I've talked a lot about different stuff, and I haven't talked about the build yet, so I'm sorry about that. I think I heard in one comment that someone said that, I should talk more about the build and sort of spread out more of my story, so that it's not like massive story bit at the beginning and then the rest is talking about the build. Like, I should mix it up a little bit. So sorry about that. But so a lot of this is gold, and it's like white and creams and trying to look overly glamorous. Like, I looked at so many pictures of glamorous apartments on Pinterest, and everything was like muted, like greys and golds and silvers and all of that kind of stuff, and whites, and it was all just, kind of really not a wide selection of colours at all. And so that's kind of what I've done with this, and I've gone for all like the same colour scheme throughout the house. Mostly I've like changed it up in a couple of rooms, but it's mostly just that. And you'll see actually in the living room there was a swimming pool, and I thought it would be cool to put like a water feature in the build somehow, because I was thinking this living room is huge, how am I actually going to furnish it? Sometimes it's quite difficult to furnish big spaces, and this is quite a big apartment. And so I thought, wouldn't it be cool if in some glamorous apartment or whatever, they had a lane pool just in their like party entertainment area, and they had all these like fancy waterfall feature stuff and all of that kind of thing. So that's what I did. So I know it's a bit weird, but it's just what I wanted to do. And like I said, this was just a build that was just supposed to be fun for me, so that I could deal, with how this game has been doing recently and how bad it has been. I knew that I just had to do what I was in the mood for doing, not what I thought that I guess maybe might be something you guys would enjoy more. So I'm sorry for that, but I'd rather get out some content that maybe you guys would enjoy, rather than hating every second of it and getting something which I know you're going to enjoy. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, but let me know in the comments if this is like watching apartments and watching this kind of video is something that you would enjoy or not, because, maybe if I'm in the mood for doing this kind of stuff again, maybe I will. But I haven't been yet. I haven't actually really been in the mood for doing any apartments recently. I did like a couple, which were for my city living let's play. I haven't really been in the mood for them at all. And I found myself using a lot of items that I don't normally use in The Sims, which was really, really cool actually. That I ended up using them because I was doing in a style that isn't normally my taste, you know? And also, I feel like if you watch a lot of videos like building videos, you probably would hear people complaining about this. But what are they called? How have I forgotten the name of them? The kitchen cabinets. Is that what they're called? Kitchen cabinets? I still don't make it through a video without forgetting the name of something, even though it's as simple as kitchen cabinets. But yeah, it's tinted and it's dark, so we've all been struggling with this. And actually, it was really off-putting when I was building it because I had no idea whether, like, because everything was off because it wasn't, you know, the same colours. I had no idea if I was doing a good job or not with the kitchen, so I just kind of like trusted my gut that it was okay, because I was like, I don't know if this is any good or not, you know, because normally, like, there was another room where I was doing stuff and the kind of scheme I was going off it and I wasn't really following it that well and all of that kind of stuff, and so I actually ended up changing it, but at least I knew that I was doing it wrong, and so I could change it. But that I had no idea. So this room is the butler's room, and it is quite small, but I thought that maybe they had a really large bathroom which was there, and they cut off half of it and made it into a room for the butler. But I thought we needed to have a butler in this apartment. I feel like if you guys are downloading this, you would have got the glamour pack, and it would be for those sort of glamorous, over the top, edging on being a little bit tacky. I feel like maybe some of this is like, it is very glamorous, but I feel like it's, you know, when people have too much money that they lack taste in the end, because it's like, I just want to buy things because they're expensive and they're gold, you know? Do you know what I mean? I feel like sometimes people get into that kind of stage, and I feel like that's the kind of person that would have this apartment. I don't know. Maybe you guys think that this is really, really nice, and it does have taste, like someone who had this would have taste or whatever. But yeah, I just feel like it's too much gold, but I don't know, I feel like there's a certain type of character and a certain type of person that would live here, and so that's why I wanted to make it. I wanted to make something for that type of person. But those sort of carpets, the round ones with the sort of stems off it, do you know what I mean? I've put them through, so they kind of go out into the entrance way, but I think it actually kind of makes the apartment look more glamorous from the outside, at least. But I've discovered that if you have rugs, it doesn't really work there. I thought it was going to work there, and I didn't really notice that it was sticking out the other side until I think I was doing the screenshots. Like, even when I was building here, I just wasn't paying attention to the outside or whatever. And but if you stick out a rug or whatever, so it's actually like half of it is actually sticking out of the apartment building, you can't see it. And if you do it into like a different, so it goes into someone else's apartment, it just cuts off. It's like it doesn't exist. So you can put a carpet, like obviously with move objects on, but you can put a carpet up or like half sticking out, so you've got like a semicircle or whatever, and it's sticking out of the apartment, and it still works. And it works as the half thing, but obviously it doesn't when it goes into the main corridor, I guess. But yeah, I still did it. I still put it there. I think it looks alright. Originally I was gonna, with this thing, I wanted this to be really over the top. I wanted it to be like too much. I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of patterns going on with the bed, and then the room divider, and then like everything's like lines all in the same colour, and I just feel like it's a look at me, I have so much money kind of bed, do you know what I mean? Maybe not, but that was kind of what I was going for. And despite that, I felt like the new mirrors that we've got behind that, it was just a little bit too much, and it was a little bit over the mark of being too cluttered and crazy, so I ended up changing it into the different one. And I tried to resist in some places of putting, like, I did use a lot of the new wallpapers, but I tried to resist doing too much of them because I did put in a lot. But yeah, I think I put like decorations on here, but I put in some these ones. I hadn't actually used those yet, and I felt like it actually really fit well with this kind, because it fills up the gap, and I feel like it fits perfectly with this sort of over glamorous, sparkly, look at me, gold, kind of thing. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot here, and I'm sorry if I've offended anyone by saying that they have tacky and poor taste if this is what they like. I feel like a lot of this is good, but it would be good in small amounts, like all together. I feel like some elements of this room are really nice, and I would personally like as well, but I feel like all of this together is just too much, it's just too much. I have so much money, look at me, I'm spending it on all this stuff, I don't know if you guys agree with me or not, but I'm sorry if I've offended you and your taste, if I've just called you tacky, basically. Who knows? But yeah. So, my boyfriend has come to stay for the weekend, which is really nice, and I'm actually up here recording. It's only like half an hour video, so it's not too bad. I did ask him, I was like, well, will I be a really bad person if I go up and record a video while you're here? But we've just been out to town and done some Christmas shopping together, and we spent most of the day together already, so it means that he can just sort of sit and have a few minutes to himself. And I think he was going on like his computer and playing some fun games and stuff. So yeah, it's not gonna be, I don't feel as bad, but yeah, maybe I'm not a very nice person for going off and doing this instead. But it's not being too. I'm not doing this for too long, so it's not too bad. I was gonna say something. Oh, I was actually watching one of Kaleido's videos, and I think it was a sponsored video, but it was this phone game, and it was like Shop Heroes or something, and I went and I downloaded it just to play it, and I've got so addicted to that game. And there's a thing where you can, if you've got friends or just anyone actually, because you can do it without knowing anyone, but you can help each other, and I asked my boyfriend to help me, and I thought it would be like a game that we could play together and work together, even though that we're long distance. And it has been that, and we've been like on the phone for hours just playing this game, because it is one of those games that you can just keep playing, especially in like the earlier stages. As you go through it, sort of, you have to do a little bit more waiting, but at the beginning you can just play it for hours and hours and hours and hours, and just not. I think because I wasn't doing any YouTube stuff, I had a day off, and I meant, because my boyfriend was supposed to come last weekend, but he didn't, and so I booked time off for it, and so I just had some days off where I wasn't doing anything, and so it was kind of funny. We just sat on the phone. I think it was actually like 2.5 hours we were on the phone just talking to each other and playing this game. It was really funny, but I recommend it. And I will do a promo for her. Go over to her channel. I think it's one of her videos, but there's like a promo code or something in there. So if you click on it, then I think she gets some money for it. But that's how I found out about it. And I really like the game. And yeah, it's really fun. But it's kind of bad that I've been playing it so much. And like I have so many other things that I need to do, and I've just been sitting and playing this game. So maybe I'm putting you off. Maybe it isn't a good idea if you play this game if you actually have things which you want to do in your life. But it's right up my street. Like there's some other games where they're like those kind of Candy Crush type games. I can't play those. Like I play them for like 5 minutes or whatever, and then I just get bored and stop playing them. But games where you've actually got some sort of progress, or you've got like something which you're working towards, or like those, remember those like Facebook games where you'd have like a cafe and you'd have to run a cafe and you'd sell things to people and then you'd level everything up and that kind of thing. Like I used to really love playing those games. And ones where you actually, I guess, have like something to show for it afterwards. Do you know what I mean? I sometimes feel bad doing those other games because I don't feel like I've got anything to show for it afterwards. But at least like with some games, you have like, even though it's virtual, you've got like, I don't know. I don't know. It's still, phone games are still a waste of time, really, if you think about it. But I guess maybe you could put that argument for Sims as well. Maybe Sims is a waste of time, but it makes you happy. So if it makes you happy, then it isn't a waste of time, I guess. And yeah, I guess you could look at it this way. But this is the point where I spoke about it earlier, where this room just wasn't the right colour scheme, and I tried to incorporate some more pink. I think it's because I'd been on Twitter and I saw so many different apartments and houses and stuff which have been made with this stuff pack, and I haven't actually watched really any videos yet of anyone doing them, but I saw so many pictures on Twitter, and so far, like when I'd been building the rest of it, because I think I'd split it up, but I think I got so frustrated with the game I just needed a break. Because it was just so slow and so frustrating. But yeah, so I was being heavily influenced, so I was trying to, I guess, incorporate what I'd liked about loads and loads of different rooms all into this one room. Then when I came back, and it just wasn't working with the pink and then everything else. But with the bed frame itself, it's got brown and black, and then you've kind of got the grey mauve kind of colour as well. And so I've tried to keep the rest of it within that colour scheme, but having the black and the brown, I've tried to put that everywhere as well as sort of the grey. So I don't know whether it still works, but I like this room. It's not too bad anyway. It's alright. But yeah, and they've got all this like stretcher window, and I use those other curtains like in every single room in this house. Like, it's ridiculous. So I use the ones, I can't actually remember where they're from, but those ones which are just straight, they might have been dine out, I'm not sure. But the ones where, I think I'm putting them up now, let's see. Yeah, they were dine out, but those curtains and those ones in black. And that bathroom that I did, that one was intentionally supposed to be over the top. Like, I really wanted that bathroom to be like really, like, I don't know, just gaudy maybe is the right word, but just too much, you know. That was kind of my intention anyway, just to the point where it kind of almost looks like maybe like an old-fashioned over-the-top bathroom. I'm not really sure. But this room, I debated, you know, the lighting was really strange in this room, and I debated, you know, doing loads of stuff over the walls and all of that kind of stuff, but actually when you're playing this and you've got half up, half down walls, you don't see any of the inside of this anyway, and I just wasn't really sure on it, and I'd meant to actually come back to it, and I never did. So, but I've left it, because I don't think it's too bad a room. I think it does what it's supposed to, and I think it's okay. You know, it's just supposed to be a plain, simple office, and I put those lights in to try and sort of help things, but it doesn't really. But yeah, and then I thought, right, I'm stuck on this for the moment, so I'm going to move on somewhere else. And that's what actually happened with the living room. There was a space in the living room that I just wasn't happy with, and I didn't know what to fill it with. Like, there was a big empty space, and I didn't know really what went there. And I kind of fixed it in the end. But if you do have that problem, then just go on something else and then come back, because you'll have a fresh mind. And I feel like if you're stuck in one thing for like over half an hour doing, like, because that room was quite open plan, so I think that clip was half an hour or so, or possibly, I don't know, I'm getting a bit confused by the clips. I'm looking at them now, but I think that's the one I'm thinking of. But yeah, so I was kind of doing that for at least half an hour, because I think it would have taken me a lot shorter time. But like I was saying, with the lag, it was just so slow. If I've actually like added up all the footage from this, it took me way longer than it should have done for this size. Like, normally I do like a house this size with the exterior in the same time, and I spend a lot of time on the exterior normally. So yeah, it's kind of frustrating, but oh well. I hope that it wasn't too bad to watch. I mean, it's quite a long video still, so I guess it's just slower possibly than I normally do for you guys. Some of you have actually asked whether I can do slower videos, but recently I've been doing so big ones, I just need to have them that fast, because, you know, no one's going to watch them otherwise. But yeah, I kind of just fill up this space with this thing, and I think it looks okay-ish. And then I didn't like this area in the corner, so I just fixed it. But yeah, we're coming towards the end. I have a couple of videos which I recorded ages ago, which are coming out soon. But I didn't want to. I won't say anymore. But I do have a few other ideas of builds which I can do. If you guys have any things that you really, really want me to do, there are some requests that I have been meaning to do. I just haven't got round to it yet. But if there are any more that you guys really, really want done, then let me know and I can do them. But yeah, thank you very much for watching and hopefully see you again soon.